Guys, I want you to look at this. This is when you're starting up your goat farm. You want to ensure that you have fodder, pastures that will look like this. This is Pangola grass, and as you can see, it's probably 10 acres of Pangola. The goat house, as you can see, is down there behind those trees. So you let the animals out to graze. We pad up this out. This farm is going to have a really profitable system because him have a lot of grass at his disposal. A lot of good Spathodea trees are in the farm. See Chino there, right there. A couple of them well. Nice view of the sea. Some goats are already grazing. But if you get a property like this to lease, buy, to raise animals on, this is a good startup. Oh my, look at this. Look at this, guys. Green. Hey guys, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want to thank you so much for the continuous support, suggestions and phone calls. Today we're back on our episode of forages, and we're going to look at non-leguminous trees and shrubs. The last episode I got a lot of contacts about person talking about forage that they thought I missed out. You know, some spoke about moringa, some even mentioned bread nut. But guys, bread nut is not a legume, so it couldn't make that list. So today we're going to really focus on some of these forages that I think really help farmers in some situations, especially during the drought period. And I want to make note that one of the reasons why I mentioned some of these forages is because on my commute across the island, these are some of the common forages that farmers having access to. And remember, it has a little of my bias inside of it, but the bias is really based on what I actually see out there farmers utilizing. So I think these episodes are really important. We traveled with a consultant from Harbour, who we call the Selminax guy, Dr. Rippe, and he was clearly indicating why we have sometimes low productivity in our ruminant production system. And it's because we don't have access to high quality ingredients, especially forages, which is the majority of our diet. You know, we don't have access to alfalfa. We don't have access to some of these high nutritious grasses, you know, Timothy grass, coastal Bermuda, and you know, our environment and our soil really affect the quality, the nutritive value of these plants. So I'm hoping that these episodes will kind of guide us into that better direction of allowing us to select the best quality ingredients to feed our livestock, and ultimately we gain more production through, you know, increased weight gains and increased milk production. I hope you guys remember what the criteria are that we use to select these forages. Again, the nutrient profile is key for us, the management of these forages, the hardiness and the persistence of these crops, the utilization, and from that we develop a score system and we give them a ranking. Now let's get to our list of our top 5 non-leguminous trees and shrubs. And remember, we're going in a reverse chronological order. So we start at the lowest and we end up to what we call number 1. So let us start at number 5. And on number 5 on my list, it's Trichantheria or Trichantheria, which a lot of persons should know about. A lot of the rabbit farmers love this crop. It's an excellent crop. The nutrient profile we look at is between 12 to 21%, so it's really high in crude protein. The NDF is between 33 to 65. On a management level, production level, we're looking between 10 to 15 tons per hectare for plants that's a fodder bank, as in very close, talking, you know, a 3 by 3 feet type of system. I wouldn't tell you to graze this crop. It's fit for the cut and carry system, and at about 20 weeks, you can cut this crop. It's hardy, not very drought tolerant, pests can affect it, and it requires water, and that's ultimately my problem with this crop. You really only find it in those high rain-fed areas, so like Portland, St. Mary, you'll find it, you know, in high quantities. How is it that we utilize this crop? No doubt. Leaf meal, you can add it to your silage. Persons in other countries use it for the afforestation programs, you know, to prevent soil erosion. So it's excellent with the rooting system. And on my scorecard, I give this crop 5 out of 10. Number 4 in the list is a very common one. A lot of persons use it in Jamaica. We call it the donkey pea or chino plant. But it's actually known across the world as the African tulip tree. And if you look at the nutrient profile of this crop, it's between 10 to 14%. The NDF is between 40 and 50. The management, we don't really see persons using this in a fodder bank system. It's really like a tree. It grows very tall, so that's a problem for me. If you don't capture it at a very low stage, it probably grow out of your ability to utilize it. But in some books, we see it saying that it will give you about 60 tons per hectare if it's planted just as it is. So that's a high yielding crop. It's a big tree. How is it that we propagate this plant? Is by seed. You can use the softwood cuttings like cuttings, and you can actually grow it from the root sucker. Very drought tolerant. It's persistent. Any soil type this plant can grow in. And how we utilize it, leaf meal, silage, or shade. Definitely, you know, provide good shade for the animals, especially during this hot time now. But on my scorecard, I give it a 6 out of 10. Number 3 on my list, I think a lot of people know this one. We call it in Jamaica Spathodea. Very good high protein crops, between 15 and 18%. The NDF is between 40 and 50. If you plant it for like production purposes, it's between 9 to 16 tons per hectare. You can plant it by seeds, cutting or circumposing. Very drought tolerant, hardy, persistent. People use it in the fence lines. You can use it in silage. People use it for mulch. Actually use it as a windbreaker. So on my scorecard, I give the Spathodea 7 out of 10. Number 2 on my list, and I think a lot of persons will be happy to see this crop entering the list. And again, guys, it's not a legume, so that is why it's here. It's bread nut. Everybody loves bread nut. It's pretty popular right now. Very nutritious, between 13 to 15%, NDF between 30 to 40%. And if you're planting it for production purposes, which I really would recommend, it's grow wild. You have it between 1 and 2 tons per hectare. It grows on most soil types. You can plant it by seed. Very drought tolerant, very hardy. Again, it provides shade. A lot of persons cut it and store it. That's the utilization as a dry leaf meal. You can definitely put it in silage. And on my scorecard, it's an 8 out of 10. And now to number 1. Number 1 on this list is no stranger to the Jamaican and the region. It is mulberry. Excellent crop, between 18 to 21% crude protein, between 20 to 30 on an NDF level. So that kind of show you how it's very low fiber, so it's very digestible. Animals can consume a lot of it. It's an excellent crop. Planting it on a fodder bank system, you get about 10 to 17 tons per hectare. And I would advise farmers when planting a fodder bank, we'd use a 2x3 planting system, so it's very close, and you get it growing as a very good hedge that you can cut back every 12 weeks. How you plant it, definitely by cutting. It's a softer wood, it's very easy to catch. You actually can do grafting. You look at the hardiness, I would say the regrowth is excellent. It can take a little water logging. Can't take grazing though. If you get the goats on it, they're going to kill that crop. It's so nutritious for the animals. You look at utilization, definitely you want to dry it, you can pelletize it. And what is so special about mulberry and Trichantheria is that these crops are so digestible that they can be fed to monogastric animals. And we'll talk about monogastric animals. We're actually talking about like the poultry and your pigs, and even us as humans. So you realize how diverse this crop is. It's excellent, guys, really excellent. And on my scorecard, I will be the only crop I give a 10 out of 10. So guys, I hope this list help you. Again, one of my concerns with some of the non-leguminous trees and shrubs, which I should mention, is that, especially like bread nut, it can be problematic if you feed it at high levels. We have seen research where it cuts milk production, and at high levels, again, it can cause some metabolic problems, even some damage to the liver if we overfeed it. So be very careful with it, guys. I would always recommend that you try to keep a lot of these crops, at probably maximum 30% of the animal diet. Let the additional 70% be a grass or something else that you mix it with. So just be careful with these crop, guys, and I hope this list is carrying you guys to a next level on a nutritional basis, because I believe nutrition is one of our limiting factors here on a productivity level. With art, I always talk about genetics, we want new genetics, but if we don't understand some of the basic fundamentals on our management system, we're also going to end up in problems. So nutrition and proper management, guys, and we need to ensure that the environment is good, animals are comfortable, and we'll see the best out of the genetics and the best out of our nutrition. So thank you guys for following up. Again, I really appreciate the support and the comments and the suggestions, guys. You just keep the conversation really bubbling. For my next episode now, I really want to look at those potential forages, the one that you guys think that we miss out. So we're going to look at them, see how is it that we can actually add them to the system here in Jamaica, because definitely moringa is an excellent crop. I have some concerns with moringa. I think like the biomass production is low, etc., and we need a specific type of moringa to fit into a feeding system. But there's so much more for us to talk about. So look out for the next episode, guys, and subscribe and follow Farmer Khalil.